My boyfriend took my worst trauma and turned it into a joke. Now he can't accept the punchline. Almost 6 years ago, I lost my partner suddenly in an accident while he was overseas on a work trip. When I lost him, I cannot describe the pain and anguish and the emotional hellscape that I found myself in. We planned a life together, and in a fraction of a second, it was all gone. In the aftermath, I completely collapsed as a human. I left my career in healthcare. I couldn't leave my apartment for 3 months. I lost 60 pounds and was already really skinny, and I just shut down. Through intense therapy and temporary psychiatric help, I've been able to heal over the years, though grieving isn't a linear process. Fast forward to around 2.5 years ago when I met my boyfriend. At this point, I've pictured what the rest of my life would look like with him in it, and he said the same. He was also the most understanding boyfriend when I first told him about my late partner's passing and my grieving journey. I truly could not have asked for a better boyfriend. That was until yesterday. My boyfriend likes to play pranks on me, and he's even filmed some of them to upload online. It's not a constant thing or frequent enough for me to always be on my toes, and I've always said that I'm prone to weird things happening to me, so I'm never the wiser when I'm being pranked. He texted me in the morning to confirm dinner plans we had that evening, and I replied asking if he needed me to pick up anything on my way home from work. I plan to FaceTime him at lunch like I always do, so no big deal. Well, he didn't answer me at lunch. No big deal. He's probably busy. I sent him a couple more texts after lunch, just random stuff, but he never responded, and when I finished work, my phone showed he had never even read them. I got a little anxious admittedly, but pushed it aside. I don't need to hear from him constantly, but a sudden break in our routine felt weird because he always tells me in advance when something is going on or if he's busy. Always. He also always forgets something for the dinners he makes us and asks me to grab something on the way home. Always. Not today though. Anyway, I drove to his apartment from work and let myself in with the key he gave me. I expected to hear music and smell some dinner, but it was completely silent. I put my stuff down on the hall bench and walked toward the kitchen. I saw grocery bags at the kitchen's entrance, which I thought was weird. As soon as I entered the kitchen, I saw a broken wine glass at the far end of his kitchen island with a few drops of what I thought was red wine until I saw his feet sticking out. I sprinted around the island and he was lying on his side, facing away from me. There was blood everywhere. On the edge of the island, splatters on the wall, and a large pool of blood around his head. I haven't made the sounds that came out of me since I got the call that my late partner passed. My heart was racing so badly that my chest and head hurt. Though I felt like I was in full-blown panic mode, I physically went into autopilot. I work in healthcare again, so I'm glad my instincts kicked in. He was on his side, so I flipped him flat on his back. He wasn't moving at all, and when I put my ear down to his mouth, I wasn't hearing or feeling breathing. I do remember checking for a pulse, and I truthfully didn't feel one though. In hindsight, I can't be sure if I was mentally stable enough to discern one either way, so I tilted his head back and put my hands over his chest to start CPR while screaming at my phone for Siri to call 911. I only got 2 hard and fast compressions in when he miraculously came back from the dead, screaming bloody murder. After that, I'm not going to lie, I blacked out a bit. I remember getting lightheaded, my boyfriend shaking me, him apologizing. I remember him calling off 911, and I remember leaving his apartment covered in what I had figured out was fake blood. Needless to say, since last night I've been a complete mess. The entire thing keeps playing in my head, and while the logical part of my brain knows that he pranked me and that he's alive, my body hasn't figured it out. Worse, this completely brought up everything surrounding my late partner, and I feel like I have to start my grieving process for him all over again. My boyfriend has tried calling me over 40 times. He sent me too many texts to count. He even came over to try to talk to me that same night. Basically, he shouted an apology through the crack and begged me to talk to him. My neighbor shooed him off after a while. My friends have also messaged me to ask if I was safe, saying he contacted them and told them everything. My boyfriend's sister called me this morning in tears, apologizing on her brother's behalf and told me how sorry he is. She said that if he would have told her about the prank beforehand, she would have chewed him out for even thinking of the idea. Their parents were horrified as well, and have said that they are here to support me in whatever way I need. His sister told me that he had come over to her house after I didn't let him into my place, and he was having a major anxiety attack with chest pain, racing heartbeat, and trouble breathing. It was so bad that she took him to the ER where they learned that I had fractured a couple of his ribs while attempting to give him what I thought was life-saving CPR, and in the process had also punctured a lung. There are so many emotions going through my head right now. I am so angry at the world for, yet again, ripping away a man I love from me, because even though he's alive, I don't think that I'll ever be able to get over this. It's like, all I want to do is rush to the hospital to be by his side, while at the same time feel like the sight of him would make me sick. He disgusts me in every way, yet the thought of being without him breaks me in ways I can't explain.